Hello, everybody. Yes, it's been a while. Hello, Sapudnik, what up? Hello, Reaper King, Zai, Chilari, Dano Brogo, Ono Friendo, Vacatual. Hello, hi everyone. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a few weeks since I've done a Feedback Friday. It's been a long time since I've even streamed. Life has been mad busy. With work, contract work, all that stuff. So, yeah, I also realized the other day it's been 8 months since I've updated on Faceplant. 8 months. Holy. Where that time has gone, I have no idea. So at some point I will be making a video on what I've been working on with Faceplant, which to be honest isn't a huge deal. It isn't a huge amount. I'd love to say I've spent the past 8 months finishing the game, but I've made very little progress, to be honest. Life. What up, Kyle? How you doing? But today we're doing some feedback session, as always. If you don't know how this works, you post your work in the feedback thing. We've probably got about 4 weeks worth of backlog now, probably even longer worth of backlog to get through at this point. So in fact, it's not that bad. It isn't that bad. That's pretty good, actually. We've only got 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, about 19 pieces. If you have burnout, please take a break. I think it's a mixture of burnout. Are you going back to where you left off since last Feedback Friday, or are you starting at the beginning of the new stuff? Yeah, of course, yeah. Because it's over 30 days ago, but these people still ask for feedback. We're just going to try and blast through them, I think. When was the open beta of level 1? Doesn't feel that long ago. I feel like that was in the summer. Before. Before that. before I stopped basically working on it. So the reason I stopped working on it is just because of life, really. I got a job, or I had to get a job. And I learned how to drive, so I was doing my driving lessons. I got a car now. There's a lot going on. I'd like to get back into doing it, but I found it really difficult to start again, if I'm being completely honest. I found it really, really difficult to just jump back on it, because it's been so long, and I have been working on the artwork. Some of you who've been in the previous Twitch streams, over the past, probably like 3 weeks ago now at this point, you'll have seen that I've been doing some of the artwork for it. But there's a long road to go. There's a long road to go, and I think that's part of it as well. It's like there's a lot to do still, and that's quite overwhelming when I don't have a huge amount of time at the minute. And obviously the Goblin video took about 3 or 4 months to make. I think it was 3 months, maybe 4 months. I think the Goblin video took like 4 months to make, even though it was supposed to be like a couple weeks project. I don't have the time at the minute, unfortunately. Too many things going on. Too many things. Yeah, too many things going on. It would have taken like two or three. I imagine the Goblin video probably would have taken like a month. Had I been on it full time, probably less than that, probably a couple of weeks. But like I said, I don't work on this full time anymore. I don't do the YouTube thing full time anymore. Goblin video was really good. Thanks. I'm glad you liked it. I like it. I like the video. I don't think it did very well. I don't think it performed very well. I haven't even looked on YouTube in a while. So yeah, remember playtesting it like it was yesterday or something. Yeah, it's not that long. And every time I play what's it even called? Faceplant. Every time I play Faceplant, I get inspired to finish it again. I get inspired to finish it and keep working on it, and I definitely will finish it, and I definitely will keep working on it. But right now, life is just mad. Life is mental. I will make a little update video at some point. I just don't know what to put in it because I don't want to whinge either. You know what I mean? But anyway, you're not very good at sticking to projects. It's hard. It's hard to stick to projects for a long time. But yeah, let's just jump right in. I feel like I need like a shed or something. Just go sit in a shed and work on it. And don't do anything else. But yeah, I'll figure it out. It's hard. It's very different. I've found like having to balance life and work around making things. Because when I'm done with work, I'm usually too tired to want to do anything. And before work is just not possible some days because I'm on like a shift pattern thing. And then when I'm not at work, I've got contract work. Or I've been doing contract work recently, which has been, to be honest, quite. I remember why I stopped doing contract work. I remember why I don't take that stuff anymore. But I needed the money. I need the money, even though I haven't been paid for some of them, which is annoying. But that's how it goes. But how is everyone else doing? He's using the motivation that game modders use. After all, I think that's one of the biggest driving motivations to mod a game is that you want something else from it. What do you mean? By the way, if you can't see the chat, by the way, there's 2 chats going on. We've got YouTube and Twitch chat. So, yeah. So this is where we got up to last time. We got up to this axolotl piece, I think. I can't remember. It's been a long time. Although it seems like we're missing some down here. Oh my goodness, there is a lot. Did we jump ahead or something and missed things? I think we jumped ahead and missed some stuff. Why have I just gone through and clicked these things? No, I've definitely seen this. Have I seen this? I don't think we did talk. I can't actually remember. Does anyone know? I also haven't worked on my game that I started working on for like a month. Really need to get on that. It's difficult. It's difficult to jump in and just work on things again, especially when you've had a break. I feel like it's harder after you've had a break. It helps to just do it more consistently, but I haven't been able to do it consistently. Remember you looking at it? We did the Mystery Shack. We definitely did that. We did the 2 games. Yes, I remember the 2 games. Did I just not click on these or something? Perhaps I just didn't click on these. Did we look at this? I don't remember looking at these. My back has gotten stiff. I'm not even in my 20s yet. Yeah. I've been working out a lot. That's the one thing I've been consistent with. The one thing I've been consistent with is working out. Like, I go to the gym after work or before work, and that's been really good. That's the only thing keeping me sane at the minute, I think, is the working out. We definitely looked at this. We definitely saw them. Remember the 3 wacky characters? Yeah, I remember those. I don't know if I remember these. The defrosting has begun. I mean, they're cool, though. My name is Flynn. I love your channel. These are my character ideas. Very cool. I don't think you really need feedback. Just keep making it up. If you're very young, that's incredible. That's incredible. Keep making artwork. I made some artwork today, actually. I have been drawing and I have been doodling, but I haven't really been making anything. For those, I had a commission recently for a cool game, actually, and it is a cool game. The reason I did this commission is because it's a cool game, and I've played it. I've got a copy of it, and it's really fun, actually. And they're not paying me to say this now, but they did pay me to draw this. And it's a really fun game, actually. That's why I took it. And it got me back into the swing. The contracts have been good because they're getting me back into the swing of working again. Like on my own stuff, on art stuff. And this was really fun to make. It was really fun to make. So there's a little video, there's a little short about that. And recently I drew a goblin, which I'm going to finish up at some point. But it needs some work. I've been drawing this little goblin today. There's a couple of things I want to fix. The one thing I don't like is how the rope goes above the ear, and also the bomb doesn't have the bit where the bomb bit comes out. You know what I mean? So I think what I might do is put the little bomb bit on, the little end bit where the rope, and maybe just put it through the ear like that or something like that. I don't know, maybe like that. Something like that. I'll fix it up. I don't like the composition of it, basically. But I do like the goblin, so that's cool. And I was going to make a little video out of that. I've been telling myself I want to get a gym membership. My friend wanted me to go with him. We both haven't gone to the gym. What up, Dom? How you doing? You've been trying to design a cross-stitch pattern for my mum's 70th birthday. It's hard. Been getting some inspiration from elements online. Oh, nice. That's cool. Also, happy birthday to your mom. Yeah, it's difficult to stick to projects, but we'll get there. We'll get back on it. I've been inspired. I've been less burnt out and more inspired to work on my own stuff, but I do find jumping back on a faceplant quite hard because I'll just talk about this for a little bit before we get into the feedback. So faceplant, yeah, this is where we're at. Let me just. This is where we're at, okay? We have the... Do you know any tips on how to make a game sell a lot of copies? Make a really good game. That's if there was a B, C pointers on how to make a game that sells a lot of copies, everyone would follow that. The problem with doing that is people think there are things that do that, and that's not necessarily true. Like, look at the biggest games. I saw this tweet literally about 10 minutes ago, actually. And this tweet said, publishers are always looking for like proven formulas, right? Because a games publisher is looking for a proven formula for game genres or games where they can go, okay, let's make a game like X and we'll make money. The problem is, look at the games that have just blown up and came out. Okay, and I believe the tweet said something like, remember what's that movie called? Remember Starship Troopers? I guess that's in reference to Helldivers. Right? Remember Starship Troopers? Another one was card game with like broken rules. Card game gambling. I guess that's to do with bilateral. These things, I don't think you can predict them. I don't think you can predict these things. You can try, but the problem is, whenever there's a trend, right? Whenever there's any sort of trend, whenever the trend is noticed, right? Whenever the trend is noticed, this is when it's at its peak. Let's think of Vampire Survivors, for example, yeah? Whenever the trend is at its peak point, that's when you've noticed the trend. And when you start making the game, guess what? The trend is already on the downhill death spiral loop of doom. Unless you have something new to bring to it. And I think that's the key point, right? So by the time you release your game, you might release it here. By the time you spot the trend and release your game, it's no longer the thing. It's no longer the in thing anymore. There's something else. There's something else which is big. So don't worry too much about that. What I think is, by the time a trend is noticed, it's too late to jump on the bandwagon. Exactly. I have a tip: buy lots of copies yourself. Definitely. Colonel Dupes, what up? Finally made it to Feedback Friday stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I like making games, but more recently I've been making music. Hey, whatever you enjoy doing. You're following your challenge about creating one animal per day. Thank you for all your tutorials. No worries at all, Alberto. Best of luck with that. September #1, classic. The classic. What up, Dark Rosen? So, by the way, Lemon, just go to the gym without your friend. You don't need your friend to go to the gym. It might encourage them to go as well if you start going and you start getting ripped. I still need to go back and do the old September before I started. Yeah, there's one that I haven't done. I haven't done the tattoo one yet. I'll do it eventually whenever I get some free time, which is never. So what was I saying? But I think there are some things that you can do to try and get your game to do well, for example. Step number 1, it's the hardest one of them all. Make a good game. Make a good game. Now, this is the hardest point. And why? Because a good game is subjective, right? A good game is subjective. What's good to one person is not necessarily good to another person. Now, you could try and make your game good for as large an audience as possible, but I think it's best just to make a game for a specific audience. And, for example, Faceplant. I believe there was a GMTK video that just spoke about this as well, where basically there are things with your game, right? Let's talk about Faceplant, right? This is the Faceplant hardcore audience, or who I'm making it for, basically me, right? And then this is some feedback that you might get. And the feedback is something like add checkpoints. Okay? The problem with that feedback is that it changes the game. It changes the game, so those hardcore Faceplant players they're no longer getting the same experience. And there might be a slight overlap of people who like it, but the overlap is less. It's less people. So if you just focus on one audience, that's going to help. And the best audience to focus on, I think, is yourself. You know what makes a good game, right? You play games yourself, okay? But obviously get playtest as well. I'm not saying don't get playtesters. Playtesting is very, very important. And get playtesters from people who play those types of games. And that's how you'll make your game even better for that audience, right? But yourself is the biggest. It's the biggest litmus test. It's the biggest litmus test. I feel like if you're making games and you don't know whether it's fun or not, like whenever I've never understood this. Whenever I've made a game, I've sat down and played it and gone, yeah, I could play this. I cannot play this. I have this really good example actually. Me and my friend sat down to make. Me and my friend used to make games together a lot, right? And we'd make a couple games, blah 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 blah. We'd make a little prototype, whatever, and we'd be on Discord talking while we were playing the games, okay? And the thing is, this is my friend. That's me. We'd be on Discord talking. And the thing is, right, when we had a good game, we played it and couldn't stop. You know what I mean? That's when we knew we had a good game. We have a game like that, actually, which we haven't released. We haven't made anything of, unfortunately, because life's just too busy. But that's when we knew we had a good game, is we'd sit and talk on Discord for hours, actual hours, and we just couldn't stop playing it. And that's like, holy, we're on to something good here. We've got a game that we actually enjoy playing. So I think you feel it when you play the game. You know, you feel it when you play your game. And if you're playing your game and you're not having fun, like, don't get me wrong. Like, even, I was going to say, don't get me wrong, the more you play your game, and you're going to get sick of it, but I don't. I play Faceplant, right, today, and it's been over 2 years, and every time I sit down and play it, like we played it on a stream recently, not recently, a couple of weeks ago, but we played Faceplant on the stream a couple of weeks ago, right? I've been making this game for over 2 years, and guess what? I still have fun. I still have fun when I play it. That's how I know I'm going in the right direction. Because I'm having fun with it. And I think if I have fun with it, someone else is going to have fun with it. So if you're playing your game and you're like, actually, I'm bored of this, maybe you need to change something, you know? I mean, maybe you have played it too much, but I just don't, I've never had that experience. I've never had that experience when I've worked on something and I've gotten bored of the game. You know what I mean? Like, I've gotten bored of the process of things. Like, I'm bored of the artwork process for it. I'm definitely bored of that, but I'm definitely not bored of the game. You know what I mean? One of the hardest things about making games is finding play testers. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. I thought one of the hardest things about making games was sitting your ass down and actually making it. Would be for me. Yeah, it is. That's really hard as well. Got to go back to work. Have a good stream. Sorry that I lost my choice in words. Hey, no worries at all, Dino Brogo. Thanks for hanging out today and good luck at work. Appreciate you jumping in. My free demo of the game got 2 million plays, so people like it, but I sold like 550 copies only. Yeah, that's mad. I don't know much about the data and stuff like that. I don't know much about that side of things with Steam yet. But it's mad that it got 2 million plays, but sold 550 copies. Did you get any feedback from that? Like, why people weren't buying it? Like, what was your retention like? I don't know what data you get with Steam, like I said, but what was your retention like? Imagine if you got 2 million plays. It's the same with Pixel Pirate, right? We got, I think it was 50,000 downloads. Okay, we got 50,000 downloads worldwide, which isn't a huge deal, but on mobile it was pretty cool for us at the time. It was amazing for us at the time, actually, because we had 0. We had 50,000 downloads worldwide, but the retention was like less than a day. So no one was playing it for very long. Show us the game, Mr. Ma. Show us the game and we'll check it out. And I'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it. Howdy, what up, Cooley? How are you doing? It is Feedback Friday. So that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point. Creating a game and get addicted to your game sounds like a dream. Yeah, there is a game. There is a game out there that I'm addicted to. Probably more than Faceplant. Just in terms of playing it. Because this one, like, it works really well when you're against somebody. But I don't know if we're ever going to release something like. We'll probably release it at some point, but yeah. Guess who has pizza? Is it you? And which flavor? You can't just say you have pizza without saying the flavor. If it's not pineapple, disappointed. Disappointed. It is me. Nice. It's Dominating the Skies on Opera GX. Opera GX. I don't have that, but let's have a look at it anyway. Dominating the Skies. GX Games. I mean, I never heard of GX Games. Is that good? Is that big? How far have you gotten in feedback requests? Not very far. It's been weeks. Could you give feedback on music? I mean, I can, but I don't. In fact, I'm not going to. Am I? I don't know. The problem I've had with music on previous YouTube Feedback Fridays is copyright. I always get copyright striked, no matter what it is. If it's your game or whatever, I keep getting copyright striked, unfortunately. So, and music-wise, like, I don't have much to add. Like, I'm not a musician. I mean, I kind of am. I play guitar and stuff, and I could say, oh, I like this or I don't like it. Just send it. Just send it. Put it in the feedback thing, and we'll get to it. I'll do it. Whatever. I'm not going to deep it that much. I'll do it. Okay, Dominating the Skies. Let's check this out. I'm going to check this out first, because if you're here and you have... This is the new feed. This is the new format, by the way. If you're here and you have work, we're going to look at yours. That's how we're going to do this. It's a web browser browser. Okay, no problem. Dominating the Skies. Let's see. If it's got music, I'm not going to play it because I'll get copyright striked. So apologies for that. Swipe Claw Games. Dominating the Skies. Click to start. Choose, select. Let's have a look at the options. Okay, B for back. Whatever, we don't need that. Breaking Ice. Okay, let's do that. My goodness, there's a lot before you get in the game, right? That's one thing that I would say. There's a lot just before. Like, I don't care about any of my plane upgrades right now. I'm not gonna lie. I do not care. I do not care. Yeah, whatever. Let's just start. Reach the end. A to accelerate. It's okay so far. It's very reminiscent of mobile games. I died. Rip me. Okay, so try to get far. Go to plane upgrades. I can upgrade now with my money. I don't want that. Let's take the shield. Let's just keep buying the shield. I'm not even bothered. Okay, let's go. Okay, there's little challenges and tasks, which is kind of cool. Z to break. Okay, I died. Okay, I'm not bothered about the upgrades. I think you need to, for your game loop, like for your loop, just in general, I think you need to just get them into the game straight away, because the game is actually not that bad. The game's kind of fun, actually. The game's kind of fun. It's not that bad, but I don't need to sit through that the first time I play. You know what I mean? There's too many clicks in the way. How do you zoom in again? How do you zoom again? I forget. A to accelerate or something. I'm pressing that, but it's not actually working. I think mine is like 1 or 2 entries away from being the next. It's a song I made, so I'm not sure. Okay. No worries. We'll see. Let's get steering. Let's just max it out. How much money have we got? We've got a lot of money. Sure. Steering's better now. It actually feels a little worse. It's always hard to make changes to controls because this feels worse than the last one. The steering feels actually a bit more floaty now that I've upgraded it, which feels a little more unbalanced. But overall, it's okay. There's nothing about this game that I like the upgrade system, though I do feel like some of the upgrades are like unbalanced almost. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really need to do certain things. Like, look at this is a temple run game, basically, right? It's a temple run type game. It's a there's a lot of these games that came out on mobile, like Jetpack Joyriders type thing, where you try and get as far as possible. You try and get as far as possible and you use upgrades out of fuel. Nice. So there's nothing I can actually do there without upgrading my fuel. So where's my fuel? Fuel tank. Okay, let's go. What up? What's going on, Pablo? Boom, boom, boom. Dead. It's a web browser website for gamers. You're supposed to lose at first to make the game feel challenging. Okay. So Temple Run is the best example of this, I think. Jetpack Joyride / Temple Run type games. I do wonder how it would feel if the controls weren't inverted. Yeah, I don't really like the inverted controls. I can kind of see why, not really. But personally, I wouldn't pay for this. This to me smells like free mobile game. That's what it smells like. It smells like free mobile game that has advertisements every time you die. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just what a lot of these games are like. It's just what a lot of these games are like. It's not exactly unfun. Like if I was on my phone, I would play it for a little bit until I got sick of it. So I can imagine the retention isn't super high. I've been watching some of your older pixel art videos. Hey, no worries. Thinking of getting back into pixels again. It's been a while since I made any pixel art actually, as well. I only really make art for projects or for fun little stuff that I want to do. So Faceplant is kind of pixel based. Lol. Let's just go that way. Whatever. Can I just go in the sky? Does that kill me at all? Can we just get to the end that way? Let's just do that. It's less stressful. Hey, Soultunes, I love your channel. What's up, Anna? You've posted it. Nice. Yeah, let's just get to the end. This is an easy way to play. Look, no hands. The game is only sold on there. I bet no game sells a lot. Yeah. Probably. Gamer win right there. Yeah, that was kind of lame. What, I know I've unlocked that. I'm going to try that again, actually. Destroy 3 planes. Do I have to do that? Or can I just... Do I have guns? No gun module installed. Okay, so I have to install a gun. Can I just get to the end, or do I have to do that? What happens if I just keep going up? Does nothing happen? I think I died. Okay. Let's get a gun, and let's just see what that does. Can we get guns yet? Machine gun? Oh, we can get guided missiles. Go on then. Go on then. Yeah, whatever. Right, let's do this. So there's a lot that's going on. It's like a level-based Temple Run game, which is weird. I've never seen it personally. The controls feel a little odd. Where's the other guy? It's like Luftrausers. Have you ever played Luftrausers or whatever it's called? Luftrausers. Oops, accidentally. Win. Fair. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. That's what I'll say. It's okay. So my feedback for that. And you're saying people aren't buying it. I think that could be a really good mobile game. I'm not going to lie. I feel like that's a mobile game right there. So my biggest feedback to start with is like, can clicks to play, I'll call that. I don't know what it's exactly called. There's a term for it probably. But clicks to play, right? When I first started up the game, you got to remember, when someone first plays your game, they're not invested, you know? When a random person loads up your game for the first time, they are not invested in the game at all. So it's your job as a developer to get them invested so that they continue playing the game. And the problem that you have with your game is that there are like a million screens before you even before the game even starts. You know, you go through the main menu, and then you go through some like control scheme thing, and then there's like the level thing, and then you click on the level that you need, and in all of these opportunities there's points to like backtrack on yourself. There's like there's a million different opportunities to like change the screen that you're at, change where you're at with the game before you even get to where you want the players to get to, which is the gameplay. And you want the players to get to the gameplay because that's how they become invested in the game. And you're right, yeah, if it's difficult at the start, some players might find that motivating to go, oh, well, I want to get further, so I'll upgrade my ship, blah, blah, blah. I'll upgrade my plane or whatever it is that I need. But the problem is that screen's like here, you know, and before you even get to this. So it would be better if you could reduce the steps between getting into the game. Maybe it's literally just play, right? Screen, play, boom, you're in the game. That way, you're getting an initial investment, and the first time that you die, that's when, boom, upgrade screen pops open. And the first time you complete the mission, that's when the level screen select thing is open as well. So that way you're unlocking parts of the game as you're playing, but firstly trying to get them invested in the game, because I'm not invested in all of your levels, and I'm definitely not invested in upgrading my plane because I've just opened the game. You know what I mean? On Skyrim, the first time you load the game, it goes straight to a new game. Yeah, exactly. Like, imagine if you open Skyrim, okay? Imagine if you open Skyrim, except it opens the map first. Yeah? It opens the map first, and then, but everything's locked, okay? It opens the map, but everything's locked, and you can only select one area. And then, after it's opened the map, the next thing that it does is it opens your character upgrade screen with upgrades, except you have no currency, so there's nothing that you can upgrade, and then you play the game. Right? And that's after the main menu. That's essentially what we've just seen. You don't need that. Just go straight to the game. Straight to the game and unlock these things as the player is progressing, as the player is getting more invested. That's the one thing I'll say. The second thing I'll say is, I actually did enjoy the variety that you had there. One, I don't think you should be able to just fly up the top and win. I don't think you should be able to do that. I think that kind of sucks. That's boring, because I would never play that level again, just because the easy way to win that is just by flying to the top and winning. The second level that we played, where you had to destroy the planes, that was obviously stopping me from doing that. I couldn't do that anymore, which is good. And I had to think more about how I was playing, so that was actually more fun. So I like the variety of game modes that you've got there. I think the problem that you're going to have with selling this game is, I think the problem with selling this game is it's not really offering anything super unique. You know, it's not like you got to think about this. Like, your game is great, right? And I'm not trying to downplay your game at all. Your game is really good, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot of variety. The upgrades are cool. The mission variety is cool. The controls are okay. I wouldn't say they're amazing, but they're okay. And they actually got worse as I upgraded my plane, which is maybe like a balance or playtest thing that you need to sort out. But selling the game, you have to, when you're trying to sell something, you're trying to get people invested enough to purchase it, right? And usually when you're trying to get people invested enough to purchase something, there has to be like a motivating factor, right? There has to be some sort of motivating factor as to why they would purchase this thing, why they would purchase the product in the first place. And I think with this game, the problem is it's not really offering anything unique. It's essentially just another Temple Run. You know, it's another Jetpack Joyriders. which is why I think the market for this game was probably, and I'm not super clued in on the market or anything like that, but as someone who plays games, as someone who plays mobile games and plays just normal games, the place where this seems to fit for me is on a mobile device, right? Or on Pokey or something. Pokey might be a good platform to check out as well, with an ad-based system where every time you die, boom, ad plays. Free to play with ads. And that might not be what you expect of the game, but free to play with ads works really well with this type of game because it's established with games, similar games in the genre, right? Like Temple Run, Jetpack Joyriders. You die, you play an ad to continue, or maybe you play an ad to unlock more currency so you can upgrade your plane. You know what I mean? Like, and that works really well on something like Pokey or mobile. And that's where this game seems to fit for me. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe it'll work on Steam, but I think it to me it suits those platforms better, the mobile type platforms. And it's actually pretty good. It's actually decent quality, so I don't think you would do too bad either. But marketing it is going to be hard because, like Dom says, in an established genre, you'd need something new, wacky, or extreme, and it doesn't really have anything new, wacky, or extreme to sell it. Like, it doesn't have that initial like draw. You know what I mean? Reminds me of like Earn to Die. What's Earn to Die? I think my reason about calling it like a temple run is like this, right? And I'm saying temple run, I don't directly mean temple run. I mean games like this, where they have a core game loop, right? They have core game loop, and then they have systems outside of the core game loop which change the core game loop. Like they have like upgrades and unlockables, basically, and the upgrades allow you to get further or perform better. That's what I mean. Get better, perform better. You know what I mean? That's what the upgrades are doing. They're changing it. They're changing how far you can do in the game. It's like Counter-Strike. It'd be like if Counter-Strike Global Offensive, you paid for better recoil control or something like that. Core game loop, upgrades, and then more content. Like new maps or new characters. And content is kind of like fluff. You know, it's like it doesn't really matter. It's just padding out the game, basically. It's like a lot of games. Flash games all had that loop, then early mobile games. Yeah, exactly. Are there upgrades in Temple Run? Yeah, there are. You upgrade. So basically, the first time you play Temple Run, you can't get very far, and then you buy things like Magnet, which attracts coins. You increase the value of the coins, which allows you to unlock things like the Angel thing. The Angel thing allows you to revive when you die, and then you have something like upgrades like Shield, for example. Shield allows you to run further because you can activate the shield, and then you have this like power meter thing, and then you upgrade the power meter thing to a point where your power meter recharges faster because it's based on the coins that you collect. So by upgrading the coins, your power meter goes up, therefore you can use the shield more often, so you can get further and further and further and further. Basically, the game, those types of games, these Temple Run type games, they don't start, right? They don't start until you've maxed out your upgrades. And this is a sneaky system used in a lot of games. This is a sneaky system used in a lot of games to increase retention. Basically, that's the entire point in that system. Let's take a look at something like Flappy Bird, yeah? Let's take a look at something like Flappy Bird. Flappy Bird does not have any of these systems, okay? Flappy Bird is just a game where you're a bird and there are pipes, right? You've all played Flappy Bird, or you've all seen it probably. You tap the screen, if you hit it, you die, that's it. It's just one core game loop. That's it. Core game loop. There's nothing on top of that. However, if you added something like, Okay, well, every time you tap, if you collect a coin which is in between the pipes every single time, and then let's say you're going to add an upgrade system. So now what we can do is we're going to add an upgrade system. So every time the coins are worth more. Okay, the coins are now worth 2 times more. Okay, and now also you can slow down now by holding a special button. We'll have a revive button. We'll also have an upgrade where you can start like 50 meters in, 100 meters in, 200 meters in. All of this right here is fluff. It's bullshit. It's just BS. It's complete BS, and it's only to increase the retention. Because basically, the game doesn't start, the actual game doesn't start until you've unlocked all of these things. You know what I mean? Like, the intended experience for the game doesn't start until you're at the end of your upgrade list. I tried ads on mobile. Unfortunately, I discovered that ads do not make any real money. Yes, you'd have to do in-app purchases, probably. Some players would watch like 50, 70 ads, but it made almost nothing. Yeah, in-app purchase is the way to go. So we learned this with Pixel Pirate. You need to spam your ads. You need to spam ads and have a no ads in-app purchase, basically, for like £2. And this is the sneaky way that mobile games get you to buy their game, You're not exactly buying the game, because you play the game for free, right? For free, but like you say, some players are watching 50 to 70 ads, okay? Some people are watching 50 to 70 ads. So a lot of people might want to get rid of the ads. So that's why you put in a no ads in-app purchase. That's the whole point. When I made a mobile game, which was in 2019, 2020, we didn't put anywhere near enough ads, right? We didn't put anywhere near enough ads. The problem with that was nobody bought the in-app purchase. And like you say, ads aren't worth anything, really. They're worth very little. Mobile is near impossible right now, yes. The mobile like platforms like iOS Store and like the Google Play Store, they're wrecked. They're completely wrecked. It's like releasing a game on there is a nightmare. However, I would recommend something like Pokey. Pokey is really good. From what I've heard. From what I've heard, Pokey's really good. For those types of games. But anyway, that's enough waffling. Let's do some feedback. But yeah, it's a good game. I can see why it's not being bought, and I don't think you can really change that with the game that you have, other than trying to fit it to its market, which is, in my opinion, mobile, Pokey, that kind of thing. Giant companies of 100 people are making tiny arcade games like this and struggle to make money from those. Yeah, I've interviewed a couple of those, and this one place I interviewed at, their whole strategy was just reskinning the same game that they had. That's how they made money. They made one core game, and they reskinned that over and 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 over again. I wonder if they're still going, actually. I'm going to Google them. Yeah, they're still going. That's pretty funny, actually. Yeah, they're still going, and I can see that their games are still the same thing. The same thing. They're just reskins. Reskin. Making money from games in general, right? Bad idea. If you want to make money and you have the skills of game developers, like if you want to make money and you have the skills of I'm not going to say the company. If you have the skills like programming and you have like design, it's better to just go into like corporate land if you want to make money. If you want to make money, you know what I mean? Just go corporate, like just go and work in tech. Well, actually, maybe not tech at the minute because tech's dying, apparently. But corporate land, especially for design, like just be a graphic designer or something. Go and be a graphic designer. You get a stable job in a soulless company. But making money through games, that's really, really hard. Like it's gonna be a difficult ride. And for all of those success stories that you hear, like Stardew Valley, and for all of those, there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have failed and you haven't heard a single thing about it. You know what I mean? There are thousands of people who failed, and you haven't heard anything about it. It gets better the more you play it. I recognize first level is not as good. That's a problem then, right? That's a problem. Your onboarding, your player onboarding isn't very good. Because if it's had 2 million downloads, can you see the average session time, maybe? If you had 2 million plays, how many people are getting to the point where it gets good? A game should be good from the jump. You know what I mean? Like I said, players are not invested in your game yet. But there's a point of investment that players get to where they go, actually, I want to keep playing this game. And if you're not doing that from the jump, then you're just going to lose players because they're not invested in the game yet. And if it's not fun until later on, they don't have time. Because guess what? There are thousands of other games right now. There are thousands of other games right now that people can play which are fun from the start. You know? That's the problem. So you can't get people to play it. Player will go to another game immediately. Immediately. I started a new job teaching French, and my student yesterday was a games writer. He was bemoaning the state of the mobile industry. Yeah. Games industry in general. Tech industry. Opera does not provide me with that data. Well, that's what I would guess would happen. That's what I would guess would happen if your game isn't fun from the get-go. That people are downloading it, playing it, but not that interested and jumping off of it. You know what I mean? Thanks for subscribing, Eric Welch. Appreciate you. Okay, let's do some feedback, shall we? Let's have a look. It's hard, man. Making games is hard. Making games is hard, and making money from games is even harder. So I think we've done all this. Low poly space. Have we seen this? This is kind of sick. I don't think I have seen this. Looks cool, though. I don't really have any feedback. It looks cool, though. Feedback on how they can improve it. 3D render for a challenge that ends next Monday. I mean, it was a while ago, but I think it looks cool. I've never seen anything like that before. That really looks like that. Nice. No feedback. Boom, boom, boom. There's a huge gap between playing and buying a game on there. Yeah. Yeah. On that Opera GX thing, yeah, I've not seen that. I'm not clued up on the Opera GX platform, but yeah, I can imagine with games like that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to get people to buy that kind of thing. Where are we missing? Did we check this out? The body's not moving as I want it to move, but I couldn't figure out how I can improve the body movement. Okay, so with any sort of animation, the best thing you can do is act it out. If you act out casting a spell, do you stand there and push the staff forward while being completely static? I don't think so. You probably do something like this. You know what I mean? And it's all in the anticipation. Look at the 12 principles of animation video that I've made, and just apply all of those principles to your animation. And anticipation, follow through, all that type of thing. You know, although it is pretty cool, I will say, the way that this wizard just stands still and then casts it as if it's nothing. So that's kind of it feels like that's the result of this. The result of this like lack of movement in the body is that the action is easy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it makes the character feel kind of powerful, right? Whereas if the character's going, sort of struggling with it, yeah, if the character's sort of struggling with it, then it might feel like the player or the person isn't as experienced as a wizard, maybe, or that the magic is too strong for them. Whereas this feels like it's nothing, you know, like, oh, whatever, boom, done. You know what I mean? Like they're not moving at all. So I guess it really depends on what you're trying to achieve with the animation as well. Like, do you want them to feel powerful, or do you want them and nonchalant, or do you want it to feel like the magic is like crazy powerful? In that way, in that sense, maybe having some more player movement would help. The robe flying back is pretty neat. It is cool. I think in general the design is quite cool. The robe flying back definitely makes it feel more powerful as well. But it depends how crazy you want to go. I like the short delay, makes it feel punchy. Yeah, like a hit stop type animation stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Spoken about this on recent stream. Sorry for delay, lol. Okay, next up. We've seen that one. We've seen this one. I think we've seen this one. Doc Rosen. Have we seen this Doc Rosen? Bridger. I feel like I've not played this. Bridger. You're controlling Big Head. Nice. Character who made the red fairies angry, so they have sent a god after you. Escape from the fairies to the wooden island. Use your limited bridge supply to get to the end. Let's do this. What's up, Sir Divide? How you doing? Let's check this out. Sorry if it's got music. I will not be playing the music. Too many copyright strikes. Click to play. Select your level. What do we do again? Okay, I need WASD next time. So I'm making a bridge. My bad. Can I select the pieces? How do I select them? Let's read. 1 to 6 changes the bridge type. Right mouse. Okay. 1 to 6. Sorry, I muted myself when doing the numlock. But basically, the game doesn't work for me. The game doesn't work for me because the numbers are the things that change the bridge, and it's not working. I accidentally muted myself, sorry. Yeah, it doesn't work. I can't place any bridges. I can't place the bridge that I want to place. Because, like I said, I can't select the bridge type. A scroll wheel. Scroll wheel working. Okay, there we go. That works. I'll use scroll wheel. Boom. Next. Level 2. Minecraft. What do you mean? How is that max? Oh, you can just remove them. Okay, smart. Smart. Okay, this is how you're teaching. This is good. I like that. I'm learning. I'm learning. This is an interesting concept. Get me across this. Give me these. What is that thing? Is that trying to kill me? Can I just go across there? No. I'm stressed now. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. I'm stressed. Oh, I wish I could easily change the controls. I'm stuck in the water. I'm dead. Okay, the problem being the controls suck. Oh my god. The controls suck so bad. They suck. Numbers would be better. Also WSD, please. Oh my god. Oh my god. Which way? Oh my god. No, get away, red thing. Oh my god. We made it. I apologize if you repeat your previous answer from earlier since I wasn't able to hear what I asked. What have we looked at mine yet? I don't recall such. I don't know if it's just ministered as this goes. Which one, Reaper? Get me across. I feel like I'm speedrunning this. The controls are so bad. I apologize. Get me across. No, I'm not on the bridge anymore. I've locked myself off. I've knocked myself off. I can't fix. I can't swim. I can't swim. I can't swim. And I can't die, apparently. It's pushing me! The game's broken. The game's broken. I've broken the game. Get me on this bridge. I'm on it. I broke it again. I wonder if I can just do this. Okay, the game's broken. The art of this game. It's just pushing me along. Let's just wait. Just wait until we're in the right spot. Look, let's just do that. We'll get pushed onto this bridge, and then we can move down. There we go. Fixed. Oh no, I've broken it again. Oh, yikes. Oh my goodness. Give me my bridges back. We somehow did it. I don't know how. Done. Cool game. What if the player auto-moved toward the cursor of the most recently placed tile? Not a bad idea, Go-Face Game. How are you doing, by the way? Post a little mock-up for a Playdate game. You still have time for feedback, of course. If you're here, the way that new feedback is working, if you're here and you have something in feedback, we'll check it out straight away. The art of this game. I wasn't even playing the game. So who have we missed? We've got Reaper King and we've got Dom. Let's just jump to those. Let's jump to those. Cool game, I will say. Dark Rosen, very cool game. Cool game, actually. I like the mechanics. Though the controls suck. Sorry. You have a game in feedback too. Okay, Zai, cool. You've got one in feedback too. Okay. Let me do this. This is how this is going to work. We've got Zai. We've got Dom, 2D. We've got Reaper King. We've got Paraditto, who are here right now. If you're here right now, it gets checked out immediately. That's how we're playing this game. So, in order to do this, we're going to spin the wheel. One sec. Sim here, you have a game in Feedback Friday. Okay, Colonel. Do you stream every Friday? Yo, we usually do. However, I am what's known as inconsistent because of work. What the fuck? I work as well, so sometimes I can't stream. Okay, so if you've got something in the chat, say now or forever hold your peace. What up, Coda? How you doing today? Has been a while. So we got Colonel Dupes, we got Zai, we got Paraditto, we got Dom 2D, we got Zerbu. Who else we got? Who am I missing? Is that everyone? Paraditto, Reaper King. I'll have something in a minute. Harvey Dent must die. And just because you get the feedback, you have to come back every week. Check my sky cream. What the heck? No thanks. Okay, ready? Spin the wheel. 3, 2, 1. What school subject? No. Feedback. Who give it? Feedback. Who give it? Ready? Let's go. 4th page. Almost 3 years of balding. Thank you so much, 4th page, for the sub. But let's get some hype in the chat for 4th page. Appreciate you. Dom 2D has won. Boo. Okay, Dom, what have you posted? You've posted a little thing for a thing. Let's check it out. Have you done Feedback Friday, by the way? Make sure you've tagged Feedback Friday. Little thing for a thing. Little thing for a thing. I feel like I would see it. I feel like I would know. I feel like I would know, you know? I feel like I would know if I seen it, you know? Oh, here it is. Dig Dino. Oh, I've seen the little preview for this on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. Here's a work in progress for visuals for a top-down digging game, looking for dinosaur bones and other mysterious things. It's on Playdate, so it's 1-bit graphics only. I love 1-bit graphics, so that's cool. Still early. Right side will be for UI tools, looking for feedback on overall first impressions. One big challenge I have is showing different depths in top-down views. Any ideas? So I'm not sure exactly what you can get away with is it like tiled based? Is it tiled based? I see what you mean with the depth. Yeah. Getting an ad. Let's wait. 46 seconds. My ice cream drawing. VLG, I will add you to the list. By the way, just because you're on the list doesn't mean we will actually get to you today. I might not get through all of these. Dude, where are you from? England, my friend. How are we doing? I'm doing okay, thanks. Fourth page. Not working as much as I'd like on my own stuff. Got actual work and contract work and stuff, so I've been super busy lately, unfortunately. I realized, I was saying before, it's been 8 months since I've updated anyone on Faceplant and how that's going, so I have been working on it, but not as much as I'd like to. Okay, hopefully the ad is over now. Overall first impressions are cool. I will say I like the style, especially the character, but obviously we know that that's your bread and butter. That's your bread and butter, so incredible. 1-bit's cool, but I can definitely see how depth-wise you missed all of it. I haven't said anything yet. I stopped talking while the ad was on. What I was going to say is I can see how depth-wise it's hard to get that. So, is it tiled? Because I see you've kind of got it going on here. Like, I wonder if just making that thicker would help sell that a bit more. You know what I mean? If it allows for that in the tiles. Like the fact that there's light there. Like, if I had to guess as to the layers of this is what I would say. I think just making that darker. Like, not as much dithering there. Thicker would help, yeah, but it gets weird at deeper depth. It does get weird. It's hard to do that, right? It's hard to do that. But at least it would be kind of consistent, because right now, like, without it, especially this bit here, I imagine this is the one, which is the lowest one. If I was to put, like, this is surface, this is the next one, and this is the next one. If I had to guess. But yeah, I feel like just adding that helps a bit more. I can see how it is difficult there but it is top down, right? I would just call it pro stuff. What made you start game development? I love games. I love video games. I love playing them. I love making art. And I love making things. And for me, game development was like a natural progression of skills. Like, I learned how to make art when I was young, and I've been making art for a long time. I've loved games since I was young, and I've been playing games for a long time. And then recently, in the past couple of years, I started learning programming because I wanted to try making little games, my own little games, because I got tired of the games that I was playing. And I learned programming, and then all of a sudden, all of those skills like came together, and that's when I started developing things. Yeah, that's when I started developing things. How's your programming experience in game engines? Would you say it's mainly just memorizing what each function does? I think no. No, I don't remember what each function does. So with learning programming, I think it's like learning a language. I think it's like learning a language, right? The more you do it, the more you kind of familiarize yourself with it. Like, once you've learned the basic syntax, you don't have to memorize anything. And I feel like I'm obviously not a crazy programmer or anything like that. But when I work on Faceplant, I just know the right thing to do. And if I don't know it, I just look at the documentation. And I think you'll find that with a lot of programmers who work as programmers. I've heard this with a lot of programmers who actually work in industry as programmers, is they don't know either, and they'll just Google it, like Dom says. Like, you have resources and references for a reason, and the more skilled and experienced you get with the language, you will start to learn things, and you will just know some of the functions or methods or things in C# or GD or whatever language you're learning. You will just get to know these things. However, if you forget, you'll know what you want to do. Like, knowing what you want to do is more important, because if you know what you want to do, you can then translate that into the language. You know what I mean? You can like find out how to do that. But it's really important that you know the syntax or whatever. It's really important that you know the syntax, the basic stuff, because that's how you translate. That's how you translate what you want to do into doing it with programming. But like memorizing each function, you don't need to do that. If you use it a lot, if you use certain functions a lot, like round, for example, you know what I mean? Rounding numbers and shit like that. If you use things like that a lot, you'll learn it. But you don't have to know everything. You just have to know what you want to achieve in the basic syntax, and then you'll do it. You learn C#, then wanted to use it in Unity. It was completely different. Yeah, I had the same experience, but just Google everything. Google everything. Same as language. Once the grammar's down, the vocabulary comes with it. Yeah, exactly. So Dom said, thicker would help, but it gets weird at deeper depths. Thanks for the idea. Chunky looks better. Yeah, I think just making it, like, how do you make it look deeper is the problem, right? How do you make it look deeper? Thicker lines. That's the only thing that I can really think of here. A better idea of the thickness between actual layers. Feels clearer. It's all I need. Yeah, slightly clearer, right? I'm just curious about like sideways ones. I don't think this will actually work. Could work. Like maybe at this depth, you add another one, for example. What if they all had it? What if they all just had thicker lines? Curious. Testing. I think if they all had thicker lines, it wouldn't work as well, because then you have the same problem. Yeah, you have the same problem if they all have thicker lines, but perhaps it could be introduced at another level. Like you start off with just the lower lines, and then as it gets it depends how many depths you have. If you have like 10 depths, then I don't know, maybe that wouldn't work. But with 3 depths, that's a hard word to say. That's why do you make me say this word? With 3 different levels, adding sideways lines in helps as well to distinguish between the layers. Yeah. Between the layers, yeah. Adding like those side ones helps, because now I can tell immediately, like, oh, that's a 3 right there. You know what I mean? And maybe there's another way to do that. Maybe there's thickness, right? Maybe we can experiment with that. Let's try that. So if we have this, for example, like we keep the solid black theme, but we just remove the thickness, or as much thickness from layer 1 to 2, like that, but layer 2 to 3 gets even thicker. You know what I mean? That kind of works, where 1 to 2 has half the black bar, 2 to 3 has the full size black bar, 3 to 4 would have an even bigger one. Like that. I guess you're going to get, the black bar is going to get so big that it will take up tile space, wouldn't it? So there's only so far you can really go. There's only so far you can really go. But thickness, I think, just thicker lines will help. I don't think you need to go too crazy, because I think even with them all the same size, I still think just the black bars reads better. Yeah, one big thick line, yeah. That's the way to go, I think. Solved. Looks great though. Looks really cool. I love Playdate as well. I love Playdate. I haven't played any Playdate games. I've watched a lot of the games though, and obviously I love the 1-bit style. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see how this one comes along. Feels cartoony and chunky. Yeah, I think it matches, especially since you've got that in the character as well. Like you've got those black, thick black shadows. I think it looks cool. Looks like a nice game. First time in 1-bit, a learning curve. Yeah, 1-bit's dope. 1-bit's so dope. One of my favorite styles for sure. I want to make a Playdate game now, but I don't have time. I don't have time to make anything. I don't even have time to make faceplant. What's going on? How you doing? I can't read that language, unfortunately, but welcome. Hype. Looks cool. Do Playdate games have big money potential? What's the dealio with that? Okay, that was Dom's done. Let's move on to the next one. Let's move the wheel. Spin the wheel. Who's next? We have Colonel Dupes. There's the bit of funding, not much. Fair. Colonel Dupes, what we got? What are we looking at today, Colonel Dupes? Boom, 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 boom. Surviving game dev is tough, man. Surviving game dev, yeah. Just get a normal job. Unless you're really skilled, like me. Beautiful, like me. And handsome, like me. And muscly, like me. And big brain, like me. Then you'll be fine. Town Alight on itch. Let's go, Colonel Dupes. Oh, wow, it's a hack. You've hacked me. What the heck? Why are you hacking me for? Just kidding. Let's check it out. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Town Alight. Firstly, beautiful artwork. Nice landing page. Let's play. 12 levels consist of a single screen town which gradually gets destroyed by wildfire. Ah, you've stolen the lumber story. Banned. Let's drop you a follow. I'm not logged in. Can't do that. Oh well. Shame for you. I'll drop you a follow at some point. Follow me on itch and I'll follow you back. Just kidding. Thanks for the follow. This was for Pirate Software's Game Jam. Nice. Bam. Bum, 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 bum. My ice cream is almost done, but I'm stuck. It's missing something. No worries, VLG. We'll get there. Town Alight. Lumber story stolen. Lawyers will contact you. Left click, select the villages. Right click, villager action. I like it. Nice tutorial. Right click, water source, fill bucket. I'm usually not a fan of these like tell me exactly how to play type tutorials. However, I imagine for like game jams and stuff, this actually works quite well. Right click, water source, fill bucket. Right click, fire, put out. Okay, clicky, clicky, click. We get it. Fire spreads rapidly. The land scorches whether it's put out or it burns out on its own. Okay. It's often better to sacrifice tiles. Cut off the tiles. Ah, okay. Some objects have special reactions to fire. Win by keeping the town's land above the scorch limit until time expires, and don't burn the mayor's house. Can I burn the mayor's house on purpose? Made 2 weeks for this. Start. Okay. You there. Go get some water. You there. Go get some water. You there. Go get some water. Quick. Fill it up. Hurry up. Fill it up. My man's slow at water. You. Go on, it's just burnt at this point. I've given up already. You. Do that. Put that fire out. You there. Put that fire out. Put that fire out. No, you don't got to do that. Go over there. Put that fire out. Put that fire out. Have you done? You done? What's going on? You, fill up. Fill your bucket. The start tutorial worked well the time you had. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right? Okay, everything's on fire over here. I think I killed someone. Where's he gone even? You, what are you doing? Why over there? It's really hard for me to concentrate. There's so much going on. No, Mayor's dead. Mayor's dead, sorry. Right, you've got a full bucket. Go and help these guys out. Ah, dude's got no water. Do. Fill up. Put these out. Put these out. I just want to sacrifice all of the land. Can I just like cut it off? I'm going to wait for this fire to spread, then I'm just going to cut it off. Where's the other dude? Oh, there. Go fill your water up. You, come over here. We're just going to cut this land off. Certainly a strat. Yeah, I'm not bothered about all of this. We don't need that land. It's not important. The mayor's the only one. I mean, there's 50 seconds left. There's a lot of downtime, I will say. Like, there's a lot of just sitting and waiting. A really easy tutorial level. I don't think it's too hard because, look, 30 seconds. I'm actually not going to play the game anymore, okay? There's 30. This is what I mean with this game. Land is also a target. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. 26. Okay, maybe not that fine. Just put this out. It'll be fine. Ten seconds. We're kind of fine, but not really. Oh my god. 75.3. Put it out. The town is burned. Okay. I didn't see the land target. Now that I know that, we're good. Go fill water. Quickly. Right. Don't even fill the bucket. Just go put it out. You go put that out now. Oh, my dude's got no water. Put that out. It's really hard managing multiple people. Like my brain is too ADHD for this. I gotta focus. I got like no downtime. Come on, dude. My dude is the slowest bucket filler in the world. See, strategy sim players having a breeze, I would definitely struggle. Yeah. I'm struggling because it's hard for me to like... It's hard for me to focus on multiple things at once. It kind of feels like, okay, I've got this guy sorted, but then he's kind of sorted. And the feeling that I get is just overwhelmed. That's how I feel. I feel overwhelmed. What are you doing? Where's he going? Come over here. Yeah, I feel a little overwhelmed by all of this. Like, how specific do I need to be with this fire? You know what I mean? I feel like I'm going to lose again. Intended to be at least a bit challenging and difficult to keep track of them somewhat intended, but in daily we still want to be fun or engaging. First impressions, I want to play this. Play it! You can. antulos.itch.io/townalite. I'll pop a link in the chat while I sacrifice this town again. I think I'm going to lose again. But I don't know why. I think I'm going to lose again, but I don't know why. My dude took the long way around. Probably not. What do you think of farming games? Do they make money? If they're good, yeah. If they're bad, no. Hard to make as well, because you're competing with monolith giants like Stardew Valley, which took 4+ years to make. So yeah, you're competing with some hardcore beasts, and you have to have something new. You know, we were talking about this before. Like, what is your farming game going to bring to the table that Stardew Valley doesn't do? You know what I'm saying? Where are you going? Go back there. What up, Talaba? How you doing today? Been a while. Where's this guy going? You're out of water. So yeah, the questions that you have. Is it engaging? Definitely. Do they walk slower the more water they have? Not sure. Maybe. This guy is going the wrong way. Put this one on, man. Where are you going, dude? Sacrifice you. You help this out. You got no water. It's engaging. I personally wouldn't say that it was fun. I wouldn't say that it was fun. It's stressful. Definitely. Stressful is a definite. That's what I feel. How do then cheap ads game work? You know something? Soul Tools, good man. How do cheap ads game work? Cheap ads game? What do you mean? You mean free-to-play games? You, go over here. Free-to-play games? We were talking about this earlier. Free-to-play games work by making the player want to play. And if the player wants to play, then you can spam them with ads. And then you can spam them so much with ads that they'll buy the no ads bonus, the no ads in-app purchase, basically. But the game has to actually, the hard part is making a game that people want to play enough that they'll buy something, basically. Oh my God, we did it. We did it. Now, okay, let's check out the next level. Is it more of the same? Okay, we've got more people to look at now. Okay, I'm actually going to break down mentally. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't quite, because what I'm getting from this is that there's different ways to play it, obviously, isn't there? Like you said, you can strategize. I feel like I'm not the most strategy heavy. I'm just like, fill up your water when it's unfull. Like, I'm not thinking too much of a strategy when I'm playing this. I'm literally just thinking, oh my God, there's fire there. Please go put that fire out. And this guy's going the complete wrong way. Is it a puzzle game? It's like a strategy kind of game. There's a crossword app I use that charges £25 for ad-free, but has at most 15 seconds of ad per crossword. No clue who would pay for that. Wales. Wales pay for that. It's a strategy. It's a strategy in game development. Minimalist RTS with a bit of puzzle feel is what I've been calling it, yeah. I wouldn't say it's super fun. That's my biggest gripe so far. Like, I'm definitely engaged because I'm like, okay, I'm trying to stop the town from burning, but I don't feel like I'm super in control of that. You know what I mean? Plus it takes so long. Like, I know that I am in control of it because I've done it, but it takes so long for everything to happen that the feedback for the action is so low, is slow. You know what I mean? Where it's like, where I'm like, okay, the dude's got to walk over there. He's got to put the fire out. You know what I mean? I almost feel like this kind of concept, like if you try and reimagine this concept, I don't think I'm going to win this. Definitely not. This kind of concept with like, let's break it down into the core elements of this game, right? Where target, there's targets, right? This is a grid-based system. This is what this game is. This is my goal. Do not burn this tile. Do not burn this tile, and let's just say, like, I don't know, 80%. I'll put 70%. 70% of tiles burn is failure. I honestly feel like maybe this would work better with strategy in mind. I think the stress feeling that I have is coming from like everything all at once. And that is, I'm getting not just stressed, but I feel overwhelmed to the point where my feeling in my head is like, oh, there's nothing I can do. Or I don't know what I can do other than click a little bit faster. You know what I mean? I don't know what I can do other than click a little bit faster, or click in certain places a little bit faster, or click between and manage them a little bit faster. I feel like this might work a little bit better if it was like, I feel like the strategy side of this would work a little bit better if it was like, wait a sec, you can't pause it. If it was like turn-based, in a sense, or like situation-based. And what do I mean by that? Okay, I mean something like this, where you start off like this, fire's there, fire's there, fire's there. Would this work? I don't know. I don't know if this would necessarily work, but you're presented with a situation and you just have to figure out how to solve it. The problem with this game that I'm having and why I'm losing, like why I don't find it very fun, is that I have to manage these little characters, you know? I do wonder if it's preferential. 100%, yeah. Or 100%. Like, don't take this feedback that I'm saying as gospel for this game. You know what I mean? This is just my personal opinion based on what I'm playing. You know what I mean? This is only my opinion. This is not like general stuff, but I can only give you my opinion. You know what I mean? I can't give you general opinions for everything or what everyone thinks. But for me, what would make it more... It's difficult. I feel like there's a game in there, right? Is what I'm trying to get across. There's a game in there with fire spreading and you needing to do certain things. For example, this is what I'm thinking of. Do you know that game? What's that game with bridge? This is a completely different game, by the way. I'm going completely off kilter. Do you know that bridge game? Bridge building game? Not the one we played earlier, which was fun, but the one where you build a bridge and you have certain resources. You have like limited resources. Right? I feel like what I would enjoy more from a strategy game like this is where you had a certain amount of resources, like water, for example, right? Polybridge, that's the one. Thank you, Zai. You had a certain amount of water. You had a certain amount of like shovel power, right? And you just had certain things, okay? And then what it's about is, and let's say you had people as well. So you had people to manage as well who would have to do these tasks. And then at the start of the level, you can go, okay, well, I know a fire starting there, fire starting there, and a fire starting there. And the paths are like this. Jotson with the raid. Oh my goodness, Jotson. Hype in the chat for Jotson. How's it going, everybody? We were just playing this game. It's Feedback Friday. For those of you that don't know, we give feedback on Fridays sometimes, but it's been a while for me. It's been a long time since I've streamed, actually. A good few weeks for me since I've streamed. Beard to bold communication. What up, Cubis? How you doing? Maggie, hello. It's been a while. How's it going, Jotson? Last time I was chilling in your stream, what were you doing? You were working on a tank game, which looked mint, by the way. Looked really good. What were you doing in the game? So last time I was working on a contract and I had your stream open and you were working on a tank game and you were showing, you were there. Were you there or were you there? I can't remember. You were in one of the corners. You were in one of the corners. And you were moving about and you were like shooting little zombie things and you were shooting targets and it looked really fun. So I'm hyped for that. It's coming along. I'm pretty happy with it right now. Let's go. How long is streaming today? What time is it? Probably for another 30 minutes to an hour or something like that. We don't stream too long. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done anything, honestly. I started a new job because I have to, because life. And I just don't have the time for anything anymore. I don't have the time for anything anymore. It's been I just learned the other day, it's been 8 months since I've updated anyone on Faceplant on the YouTube channel and stuff. So it's been a long time, man. But hopefully I get back into all this stuff. Indie Maniac, thanks for the follow. But I appreciate that raid. Thank you very much. If you don't know who Jotson is, oh my goodness. Jotson is an incredible developer. That's all you need to know. Beautiful human being. Really enjoy your content. Appreciate you. Need to go cook. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the food. This will all be up on YouTube, by the way. So we were just talking about this game. For those of you that just joined, I've just played this game as part of the feedback session. And basically there's fire. It's cracking off everywhere. And my feedback for this is that it's mad stressful. And the town has burned. So you've got like land, okay? You can't really see this because I'm in the way. But you have a land percentage and you have these little characters who I can't control. What the heck? Why can't I control you? Oh, start button. That would help. Where you have to fill their buckets and then you have to stop the fire from spreading, basically. There's a timer and you can't let the mayor die and you have to go and fill the buckets while managing these little characters. And my feedback is that it's mad stressful. Obviously, there's a level of stress that you want, right? There's a level of stress that you want with something like this because that's important. And it gets that across well with this, I'd say. Like, oh my God, the town is burning. Let's try and fix that. That's a good thing, right? However, I do feel like it gets to a point where like I just can't think of all of these things at once. Like there's so much going on, like you have to fill the bucket and the action happens. It's quite slow. What's going on, Luciano? You're not too late. Welcome on in. So if you remove your eyes for a second, somebody's standing around idling. And I get that probably if you're a strategy type person, maybe that's going to work well for you. Like I'm not using shortcuts and stuff. Maybe that's what I should be doing. I don't know. But the feedback that I have is that basically if I was gonna change something, I was gonna change this game. Or if I was gonna try and extract the fun element to this game, in my opinion, is the strategy that's required. But the strategy with this game, for me, from playing it, goes out the window. By the way, this is just my opinion. The strategy goes out the window because I have to manage all these little dudes in real time. However, what I was just about to explain, just as you rated, was if the game was like this, right, where there were certain paths there's a certain place, right? Let's say there's water there, or whatever, and there are ways for the fire to get to the blah blah blah. And you had certain resources at the start of the map where you had a certain amount of water, like let's just put 10. You had a certain amount of shovel, like 10, and people, you have like 3 or whatever. So you can only do certain actions. What would be kind of cool is if you could just play out, kind of like Polybridge is what I was saying. Like if you've ever played Polybridge, it's a bridge building game where you get a certain amount of resources to build the bridge, right? Certain amount of resources to build the bridge and like cables and stuff like that. And you have to think of how to use those resources efficiently in order to solve the problem. And that kind of makes me feel like this game, where it's like, oh, well, if I've got this amount of water, what if we use the water to go here, boom, and we'll fill out this water. We'll try and get rid of this fire, for example, with the water. And then next thing we'll do is I'll use the shovel and I'll dig out this area, and that will give me this land which is gone. And then you press play, and then you watch it play out, and you see how it plays out, and then you have to try and strategize again. Like, oh, well, that didn't work this time. Maybe I'll do this. You know what I mean? Maybe there's some inspiration to take from FTL's dynamic resource management vibe with the pause. Yeah, perhaps that's what you need, a pause. That is what I was thinking about earlier. FTL, if you've never played it, Faster Than Light is very, very good at this. Because it has exactly the same feeling as when somebody boards your ship. It has exactly the same feeling as when you're playing FTL, if you don't know what that is, it's a spaceship, basically management strategy game. And you have little rooms in the ship. And there are doors and there are airlocks and things like that. And you have little characters that you have to manage, basically. And sometimes your ship gets hit with missiles. Boom, 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 boom. And when the ship gets hit by missiles, things set on fire. and enemies can board the ship. And vital systems can go down, like shields, for example. But Talaba made a really good point there, which was the one thing that makes that work really well is being able to pause the damn game. Excuse me. Being able to pause the game. Because when you can pause the game, you can think, right, what's the most important thing for me to do now? I go, right, where do I need to go? I need to send Jerry here, my captain. He's no longer in the captain's seat. We need to go down here, and you need to fix my shields, right? Go fix the shields, Jerry. While I'm doing that, I'm going to open up the airlock here, and then I'm going to lock these doors, boom, 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 so that my intruder, dies. You know what I mean? So that my intruder dies and the fire is put out. So I can make that decision in a split second because I've paused it. I can check it out, boom, action it, and see how it goes. And things change, right? Like maybe they will attack the door lock system, so I can no longer lock the doors, for example, right? So that's what I like about that FTL stress side of things. I do really like the stressful aspect of the game, but that's just me. Yeah, I think different strokes for different folks, right? Some people are going to really like it, some people are not. It's subjective. Ultimately, right? Games are subjective. Some people like FTL, some people don't. But yeah, that's what I would do. Maybe I find it, the thing is why I think it works with FTL and not so much here, even though they are the same feeling, is balance. That's the only reason. For me personally, is the balance between it, because this game is like full on all of the time. There is no period of like, okay, waiting, because when they're filling up the water bottles, fire is spreading. When you're putting out fires, fire is spreading. You know what I mean? There is no like, oh my god, chill out. There's no decision. There's no like decision to action. It's all just action constantly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know what the solution is, because it's like what we were talking about before. This is an audience. This is a different audience. Zai likes the stress. I am not a big fan of it and would prefer a slower game. If you try and create the game for both, you end up with a smaller overall audience, right? You just basically have to decide what you like. What do you enjoy? You know? Exactly what Talawa said. Screw options that significantly change the game. Go for what you feel is best. If you're an ex-player that likes the stress, keep making it for the stress. I've had exactly the same problem with Faceplant. People want checkpoints in the game. That would reduce the actual game and what it's supposed to be like, right? So just do what you think is best. What up, Cubus? Nice fire emote. Okay, let's get back to some feedback. But yeah, overall really good. Visual style is really nice. Characters are cool. I don't have a problem with any of that. I think it's cool. I think it looks nice. I think you've made a cool game, especially for the time limit that you've had. And it's a very interesting concept that I've not seen before. So it's not all negative on my part. Definitely not. How much time have you spent on this field? On the field? I don't spend any time on the field. Okay, next up, let's go. We have... Who is it? Is it Zai? It's Zerbu. Why does it say Zai? The Z. Zerbu, congratulations. Let's check it out. Zerbu, where you at? By the way, this is the way we're doing feedback now. If you're in the stream, you're more likely to get feedback. And if we run out of people who don't need feedback in the stream, we go through the older ones. Or maybe we start with a couple. I don't know. We're kind of messing around. The grand wheel of feedback. But I feel like that's a bit more fair for the people who are showing up and have something to show. But anyway, Zerbu, where we at? Where's your game? Boom, 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 boom. I need to put in, can I add a tag? Solved. Boom. I have multiple, but I assume you'll do the earliest. Well, which one would you like the most? Which one would you like the most? You have nothing. Talaba, that's fine. We just like your presence. This one? Here's some art style. We've seen this before. We've seen this style before. Wheel is fun? Yeah, the wheel is fun. What up, Lemon? How you doing? Lemon. Which one is it? A game about bread? I can't see the names, unfortunately, on these things, so I don't know exactly which one to do. But you get the point. I have multiple. You'd give feedback on my game before, but not that particular screenshot. Okay. Let's check out this particular screenshot then, shall we? I mean, I don't know exactly what you're looking for in terms of feedback here, but it looks cool. The only thing that I'd say is, depending on the style, you can search by username. Thank you, Nightlight. I'll try that. They're all titled Project Squealer. Project Squealer. Okay, cool. Project Squealer. Search Project Squealer. Squealer. Okay, I see. Let's go with the latest one. Jump 2. Let's go with the latest one. Which is this one. Talking about Town of Light, I enjoyed the first few levels, but it does get kind of old. Yeah. I got that probably maybe a bit... I got that feeling maybe a bit quicker than you did. PH. What the heck? PH? My mind went to a dog place. Postal office. Anyway. Office. Postal house. Anyway, let's continue. So this is a relatively early look at the UI for my game. PH marks where icons will be when I create them. You need to change that. I plan to eventually replace long input action names like left, right mouse button with icons, but for now it just shows the whole name. PH stands for placeholder. Okay. But for now it just shows the whole name, although the main purpose of this thread is the UI. You're welcome to give feedback on anything else. Okay. And we have the artwork as well. So, I mean, to be honest, UI type stuff, right? Vlad, thanks for following. Appreciate you. UI stuff for me, like, yeah, we could talk about it, but I feel like UI, UX type stuff like this, like things on screen, whether it's the right button to be in the right place or whatever, is best done interactively. You know, like an interactive demo almost. You know what I mean? So it's really hard for me to say, oh yeah, this works really well. You know, I can say that just in general, like the layout of it looks fine. Like from what I can see, you've got character names and their health maybe. You have some sort of action going on here and action going on here as well. Their health, maybe stamina bar or something like that. And down the left here, you have like items or whatever. In general, that works quite well. It's not like all over the place. You haven't got crazy UI going on, blah, 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 blah. I think it looks fine, you know. Is everything here still a blockout or a prototype? That's a good question, Talava. Thank you, mate. How's the stream going? It's going well, thanks, Vlad. Appreciate you. How are you doing today, Vlad? Yeah, I'd say overall it looks quite fine. I think the backgrounds are quite flat. For this like cartoony, like the artwork style of these buildings and things, it does work, but it looks quite lifeless. It looks quite lifeless, as if like nothing lives here. What's the game? What platform? Good question as well. Oh my god, Talaba is on it today. Talaba is really a game designer. Yeah, good questions. It's mostly what the actual game will look like, although there are still some things I haven't done yet, like clouds. Okay. So it looks, maybe clouds will help, definitely, especially like clouds in the background here and stuff. That would definitely help, but it looks quite lifeless, like cardboard box land. You know what I mean? There's no character to these buildings. Foliage could work, yeah, definitely. That's a good suggestion there, Lemon. Yeah, some foliage, just a bit of character. Whenever you look at like, if you look at any sort of reference for, what's it called? Like cul-de-sacs. Is it a cul-de-sac? Is that the right word? Cul-de-sac. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like neighborhoods and stuff. If you look at any sort of reference for neighborhood, words are hard. You'll see buildings have a bit of character to them, you know what I mean? What is the purpose of the UI? Hard to judge if it fits. It gives me mobile game vibes with the sheer size of that or MMO. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I agree with that as well. But that's like, that kind of comes into my belt of like, I like it to be interactive. I want to be playing the game so I know whether it fits or not. You know what I mean? Like, even if you look at something like this, right, which is kind of a cookie cutter house build type thing, notice how the different shapes, the foliage, the grass, like even though it's cookie cutter, it still doesn't feel as lifeless. Maybe that's just the colors and the detail in the windows and things, or the different shapes going on. I think everything being sort of the similar shape, and maybe it's just because the windows as well, like the windows are the same color as the sky, like that is throwing me off a little bit. What if I made them white? I can't do that because paint is trash. But you get the idea. Single player RPG, not an MMO. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. Anyone else got any feedback for this? I think UI is hard. I personally want to play it. I want to test it. Or even put together a little sequence, you know? Like a little A to B to C thing. What's that called in prototyping? Is that prototype? Is it called actual prototyping? I don't know. I don't do that kind of thing. But like Figma. You know? Figma has that way to do it. The place might be some like rich condominium. All the houses are the same. Yeah, all the houses are the same. Maybe that is the vibe you're trying to get across. To me, it looks a little lifeless, but I guess it just depends on the vibe, you know? Depends on the vibe. But even simple graphics like clouds, little bits of foliage, 2D stuff, you know? What's that game that does that? Is it South Park that I'm thinking of? South Park. Spells on the left and in the middle, then healthy your character blows some energy or enemies on your team, and then the right. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Like, look at something like South Park, right? South Park is mad simple. Whoa. South Park's mad simple, but look at just how much character they can get into the background with some simple 2D shapes. 2D mountains. The buildings have a little bit of character each, or like different styles at least. So they stand out as a city. I guess it depends. I'd like to see like a South Park like neighborhood. Left is your hotbar where you select items. Makes sense. Yeah, it's basically the same. The houses in South Park are the same. Where they all have just like, they're all cookie cutter, right? Like, check this out. The song, yeah. They're all cookie cutter, but they have a little bit of character just because of the color. They're literally the same house, but the color changes the character. Isn't that mad, actually? They're the same house. I never noticed that. But they've done it really simply with basic clouds and basic mountains. You don't have to go crazy with detail to add character. South Park, genius. Yeah, it looks okay. Bunch of styles. Oh, you have another one. This is like the pause menu. Resume errands, collections, test, save, quit game. Yeah. I think it looks... I plan to add character abilities that don't require items, and you'll be able to access them by holding down button. Now that hasn't been implemented yet. Got you. Yeah, it's hard to say, I think, personally. It's hard to say. It looks just quite basic, you know? Have you considered pop-up menus, or like rather than a constant UI might help save some screen space? Yeah. It just looks fairly basic. It's just text in a box, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But I think for me to make a judgment on this, I'd need to see more, you know? I need to see more and go like, okay, this is like, when I see a mock-up of something, I want to see how it, like a vertical slice almost. You know what I mean? I want to see a vertical slice of it where it's essentially done. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. I want to see a vertical slice where it's essentially done. It just isn't implemented. Where I can make a judgment better. And even better if it's interactive. Because that's what a user interface is, right? And a user interface is meant to be used. isn't it? And you can only, I feel like it's kind of like making a game. Just a quick sketch with a few animated screens would do too. Yeah. No, but I mean like the visual side of it, because Zerbu said that this was the final visual style as well, unless I'm mistaken. Like this is how it's going to look like. Obviously without the PH, the placeholder parts, but everything else is exactly how it will look in game. But yeah, in terms of the interaction, yeah, you could just do a like a prototype A to B thing. That works as well. But visually, I want to see these things. I want to see, like, rather than placeholder, put a sketch in or something. Put a little icon in. Because the process I do, and this might not be the right process, I do it like this. You can make with anything. Yeah, I do it in Paint. Let me show you the process that I do for these types of things. And this probably isn't the right way to do this. I don't use Figma or anything like that. I have used it in the past. Where is it? Files, game development. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It might be on a Miro board. Hold on. Miro. Gotta log in and everything. Come on. Give me a second. Oh. Continue with Google. Why isn't it working? Oh my god. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why doesn't it just let me log in? I don't understand. Miro, log in. Continue with Google. Not working. Interesting. 1 second. I have a good example for this. Give me a second here, folks. Bum, 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 bum. I've got this stupid South Park thing stuck in my head now. Do you want to reset your password? Sure. What is going on? We'll send instructions. Okay, where are my instructions? It did give me South Park vibes, yeah. Okay. Back to sign in. Continue. Signed in. Is it the right board? Please be the right board. Oh, it's not even the right board. Might be the right board. It's not even the right board. Oh my god, I'm going to cry. Okay, I'm crying. This is annoying. Give me a second, folks. I know this is annoying. If it would let me log in with Google, that would be great. No rush, just chilling. I'm in a rush. Okay, I'm in. Oh my goodness. I thought it was a joke and you're going to be like, no. Figma's like a UI designer thing. Okay, where are we here? This one. Okay, so this is a shared workspace on a Miro board that me and my friend used when developing video games. When developing Pixel Pirate and stuff. Where is the UI bit? It's been so long since I've looked at this. It's been so long. It's been so long since I looked at this. Okay. This is the one. What up, Ronan, with the sub hype in the chat? Miro's nice. Use it today for a pretty elaborate flowchart. Yeah, Miro's really nice. Okay. This is what I'll do. This is what I will do for UI/UX type flow. To figure out the UI UX for a game, this is the process that I'll take. Check this out. So, UI UX flow. First thing that I do is I outline the things that I need on the screen. So, game logo, play button, settings, options button, skill menu. I'll just outline it, right? That's just a brief idea of what I need to do. And then I'll start with the main menu, okay? And this is just rough. There's no graphics or anything. This is rough. There's no graphics or anything. It's literally just a layout of things, okay? And then each of those will link to something else. For example, the play button, it goes to a booster, right? Because in this game, there would be like adverts, free-to-play type stuff, right? Free-to-play systems. And then that would take you then to the loading screen, the play screen. What happens? And each of the things are highlighted with what happens, right? Like, oh, what happens with the coin? What do I need with that? What happens with an enemy? What happens when you die, for example? When you die, boom, 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 you follow the arrow, boom, game over screen. The game over screen has a continue free and a continue premium button. And each of these do different things, right? And it's outlined what happens. Continue obviously takes you back to the play screen, right? Pause will take you to the pause screen. And it also outlines the transitions. Like, okay, it's going to be frozen, dark green, and blur. And this is literally just a super simple outline of what happens. And that way I can see the entire flow of the game. I can see the entire flow of the game without having to really make anything. Like, this doesn't take very long. You know what I mean? Like character screens. Like, okay, well, what about the characters? What info do we need about characters? Well, we need the character so you can see what you are, what the requirements are, what the unlocks are, how do you navigate through that? You know what I mean? Like left and right arrow to change the egg, like having to press things. The really annoying thing with a lot of mobile games for me is the overwhelming amount of UI. Yes, and that's something you've got to try and keep simple. Like, look how crazy this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons on screen, and you have to think about the hierarchy of that as well. Like, the play button is obviously the biggest button, settings button is smaller. Like, it's super crazy. It is super crazy. Like, especially with this, like, that's when it comes to the next screen where you start to think about, like, right, visuals. How do the visuals look? And then I start to, like, mock it up, right? I might mock it up and it looks a little something like this. This was for the game me and my friend were playing, Dinosaur. And that's when you take the UX element, the user experience, right? You take a user experience like this, like the main menu, and you go, okay, well, how can I make that visually appealing and stand out in terms of like sizes, visual hierarchy, what's important? And that's when I start to mock up something like this. It's clear what I want you to press here. I want you to press the play button because it's the big one. It's the highest contrast. I haven't even thought about color yet. I'm thinking about value. What happens when you go to the character screen? Boom. There you go. You're in the character screen. This is obviously the objective. You fly a certain amount. This is the gold that you need. This is the secondary currency. There's your gold. There's your currency. The icons are the same. You have a back button. The back button's at the bottom. Why is the back button at the bottom? Because your thumbs are on the bottom of the screen. So you want to press the button. You know what I mean? Making it easier for people to navigate through menu systems. But this all starts with this. It all starts with this. You know what I mean? It all starts with this. And that's how I design it. Keeping it super simple so we can think, well, would that work? And if you can, even better, make this a prototype. Like, make this basic system a prototype in something like Figma where you can press play and you can go through it and you can click the buttons and things like that. I might have an example of that, actually. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. That's just how I do it, by the way. Figma. Can I show you something? It's on Itchweb. Probably not right now because we're getting to the end of the stream. Give me a second. Do I have any files on Figma? Let's have a look. Mingled, what's going on? Thanks for the follow. Oh, here we go. This was for the same game. So if I play this, this should work. Okay, let's go get rid of that. So here you can see what I was talking about, where you have a little prototype of that thing working. So we have the play button. What happens? Okay, we're in the game. Well, what happens when we die? Boom, game over, score, high score, quit. We're back to the main menu. Ads. Purchase premium bundle? No ads. Boom, buy it. Boom, done. This obviously isn't finished, but you get the idea, right? This is where you start off making the flow of the game. Paused. Quit. Do we continue? Turn the music on and off? What can we click? Oh, we can click continue. Let's continue. We're back to the game. Can we quit the game? Yes, we can. Maybe the transition's wrong. But you get the idea of how making a UI, right, can be much better when it's interactive, because you can go, well, that transition doesn't feel very good. The way that comes up on screen, like the whole screen comes down, I don't really like that. I wouldn't use that transition. Or maybe the quit button shouldn't be there. You know, what is this? Leaderboards, it's the same. Okay, whatever. What's this? Info screen. Like, it's a really simple, quick way to prototype your user experience, your user design, your user interface, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the word is, quickly. And you can find problems. Like Dom says, you find so many problems and opportunities just by doing this. Exactly. So yeah, I'd recommend doing that. And it's not that difficult to do either. Not that difficult to set up. It's literally just boxes and arrows, and then you can change you can change it. But it always starts off with that Miro board that I showed earlier. It all starts off with that. But anyway, that's what I'd say. Make a little board which is interactive like that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to look like the final graphics. It just has to be interactable, I think, so we can try things out. Boom. Who's next? Who's last, probably? It's going to be Zai. Zai, you won. Congrats. What do you want me to look at, Zai? Apologies if I didn't get to your stuff today. I spent a lot of time waffling. But I hope that was at least helpful to see the process of how I do it. Zai, what do you want me to look at? This one, 10 days ago, updating my game, Weapon Exchange Box. Been a long time since I posted this, but most of the feedback I've gotten is that the game is way too hard. So I want to update it. I changed quite a lot of things. I'm mainly looking for feedback on the difficulty of the updated version of the game. Mr. Maguis, what up? Here's the link to the game. Didn't play this past the second boss. Let's have a go. Let's just play it. Let's play it. We'll end with a little game here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we've played this before. We know what the score is. Shift or space to dash. It does have music, but like I said, I am not using the music because I'm not using the music because I get copyright striked every single time without fail. Let's go. Let's go. Nice anticipation for that. It gave me plenty of time. It gave me enough time anyway. I can exchange now. The green stays on screen. I've obviously played this boss before, so it's not the first time I've played it. I know that's a laser that spins around. I forgot about the dash. The dash is very helpful, actually. Die. I like seeing progress on this. Yeah, me too. Where this game started versus where it is now is crazy. I like how the colors are staying on the enemy for longer as well. And also there's a bigger notification now. There's a bigger notification as to when the enemy's when the enemy changes color. I like that. What up, Ghost Lupo with the sub for 35 months? What a legend. Almost 12, 24, 36. 3 years. Oh my goodness, Lupo. You're crazy. How you doing, Lupo? It's been a while. Let's take this. Let's exchange it. Same again with the orange. Let's go. Oh. Let's go. How do you get copyright strike? Like if it's original music they made, it depends. What the heck? Okay, I haven't played much of this boss before, so I gotta learn. I gotta be close for this guy. Oh my god, it's on me. Oh my god, it's on me. Okay, I understand. It's giving me ample opportunity to change weapons. That's what I like. What's going on? Oh my god. Oh my god, I actually can't think. Okay, I can't think. There's so much going on with this boss. This feels like it went from easy to like ridiculously hard. And it's changing weapons. It's changing too fast again. Maybe that was just my fault though. Because maybe I don't feel like that's the game's fault this time, which is different. I feel like it's my fault. That thing is mad annoying, by the way. I feel like it's my fault for... Wow, keeping track of two things at once is really hard. I feel like it's my fault because I could have just not switched weapons there. You know what I mean? Like, just don't switch weapons, because it's going to switch back, no doubt, right? It's going to switch back? Nah, let's change. Oh, it switched back just as I changed, obviously. Yeah, that thing's annoying. I don't like that thing. I don't like that thing. The purple gun shoots purple, that's nice, but the blue gun shoots red rounds and the green shoots grey. Yeah, maybe it would be nice if that was more consistent. So I didn't know what that little guy was for. That little guy, I kind of see it now, but it's rotating as it's shooting the rounds, so it still is kind of hard to keep track of where it's going to shoot. I'm not going to switch to green, I don't care. It's easier for me to just not switch. And you're going to change as well. Easier for me to not to switch. I feel like that might be the case with this, where it is just easier for me not to switch. Because there's so many things to keep track of as well. Like, I don't want to have to switch my gun as well. You know what I mean? Oh, my fingers hurt. Oh my goodness. I'm just not going to change. I'm just going to practice on surviving. Just not going to do it. It's going to switch soon anyway. It might be in like a green phase now. Right, let's switch. There's so much going on, dude. I'm learning. That thing is the most annoying. That's harder than the actual boss. Like, I know it shoots diagonally, but like... No! Come on! I was fucking there, dude! Fun though, very fun. I don't feel like it's super unfair, to be honest with you. The only thing that feels like bullshit is that little circle thing. I'm getting Enter the Gungeon vibes. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm good. I'm not too bad, thanks, Lupo. Life, you know, life. Who made this? This is Zai's game. For the game, for the Boss Rush Jam, I believe. Quite a while Zai's been working on this, but it's very, very good. The boss design is really fun, apart from that little thing. I actually want to murder it. Oh my god, fake bullshit. It's so hard to keep track of things, but I feel like the more you play it, the easier it gets. Which is kind of what you want, right? You don't want it to be beatable first time. You want to have to learn it. The only thing that feels like maybe bullshit is that guy, but you can learn it. Like, there's enough indication at least. There's enough indication, and I'm switching weapons a bit more frequently now. Because I'm understanding. Oh, I got hit. Bullshit. I can't throw. I am throwing. Easy. I recently updated because so many people said it's way too difficult. Yeah. But it feels, to me, for me, it feels like a right level so far. Main character movement looks fantastic. Yeah, it feels fun. For me, it feels good so far. Miniguns, nice. You've got a red gun. I have to fully charge that bad boy. Okay, I never want to use that. Boring weapon. Oh, these guys. These were bullshit. Dude switches way too fast. Oh my god, bullshit game. Yeah, they move kind of unpredictably. Yeah, it's like, what? Like, I can't tell when he's gonna charge. Whenever you're done, can you tell me about the copyright? So if you've created the song yourself, yeah, I probably won't get a copyright strike. But if you've used the song in a game from somewhere online, then the chances are that it might be copyrightable by whoever owns that. And what's happened in the past is I've played people's games where they've used assets from online. They've used assets from online, and the problem with that is the game has actually been... The videos have been, like, demonetized because... the songs have been claimed by whoever owns them, basically. Oh my god, I'm like so... This one feels impossible. This one feels impossible. It feels way less... Definitely feels way less readable, like Paradito said. Like, I don't know what direction they're going to charge, when they're going to charge. Oops. Like, I had no idea it was coming for me then. You know what I mean? Like, I get that he's still, but ain't doing nothing for me. Plus, you've got all that shit on the ground, which is like, oh my god. You know what I mean? I've already lost 3 health. Like, this guy feels unfair. Definitely. So, maybe what you could do with this... It's really hard because you have multiple things going on at once with the flow stuff. I don't think you need the flow stuff straight away. Like the characters themselves, because you're already keeping track of guy 1 and guy 2. There's an indicator for when they dash. Well, I can't see it. Let me play again. I can't see it personally. Let me have a look. Not a lot of safe spaces in some of those patterns. Yeah. So let me see if I can see what's going on here. Okay, I mean, yeah, like I can't tell where he's gonna go. I really can't tell. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I can't see what you're talking about. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't see it. It's not clear enough for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, or it's not clear enough. Like, I feel like an animation is needed. Like before he charges, it just dashes towards you. Yeah. It's just dashing towards me, yeah. Is what it feels like. I feel it also driving against a mental wall quickly in the difficulty curve. One boss with 2 weapons, another with 4, and then 2 with more patterns with 6 to consider. There's only so much mental room people have. Yeah. I feel like that's what makes an Elden Ring boss so good, right? Is that they only have a limited amount of sets. It's just hard, you know? It's like you don't need, it's like TMI, right? There's too much going on. It's like what I'm saying with those flow patterns, like keeping track of the flow patterns while they're doing their swipey shit, while they're dashing towards you is like, whoa, chill out. You know what I mean? Like if you remove the flow patterns and you added an indicator for, I don't know what the current indicator is, but right now it would feel like if it was like charged up, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm about to charge, I'm going to start shaking and I've got my sword backwards. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to charge. You did that really, really well. You did that really, really well in the first boss. The first boss had that really well, and the second boss had that really well. I could anticipate what was going on. The problem with this guy is I could be stood here, right? And then all of a sudden, this guy is here. And I couldn't tell because maybe I can't see it, or maybe I'm just keeping track of way too many things. Because remember, I'm also exchanging weapons. Like, I'm exchanging weapons, and I'm keeping track of this guy, and the flow stuff. Of course, I'm not going to see it. You know what I mean? It is charging up. Let me have a look. I'm just going to look at the left guy, right? I'm going to look at the left guy, and let's have a look. This guy, blue guy on the left. I'm just going to watch him. I'm not even going to shoot him. Yeah, where's the charge up? He's just running. Is it the move backwards? Because the problem with the move backwards is he if it's the move backwards thing, he's always moving backwards. Or like there are times when when there is a move backwards. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know what it is. Could be interesting to consider ways to link things together for the player. X types of pattern only occur with Y colors, saving you some mental space. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. Because associating pattern with color, I feel like that kind of happened with the last. Did that happen with the last guy? Oh, I've broken the game. That's just because I've got an input wrong. But like all of these lines on the floor as well, like it's so hard for me to keep track. Like I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to try and move. I'm just going to try and move out the way and anticipate their swipes. To see if like less information would help. Okay, I saw it that time, but I didn't see that, and I definitely didn't see those coming. I'm doing well, like, reacting to them, but I don't see them coming, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen one charge up, but the other one's it's just, like, jumping at me. This boss is the only one that feels unfair. The other two are sweet. Yeah, needs, like, another animation or something. Kamira, what up? How you doing? Thank you so much for subscribing and for following on the Twitch, I mean, whatever it's called. But yeah, I'm going to call it there, folks. The dash attacks in a row. Yeah, that's the one that's fucking me up. The first dash, I can see I can kind of see, I can kind of see the movement. The character goes from there to there. I can kind of see that. The problem is, the character does that multiple times in different spots as well. It's not unique. It's not the charge up is not a unique movement, right? Because when the enemy's here, right? When the enemy's charging up, it goes from there to there, okay? A to B. But the thing is, when the character moves from there in a different move set, which isn't a link to this at all, and just wants to go there, the character also moves from A to B. So you have a non-unique move set which is supposed to indicate that they're about to charge, but they do that anyway, which is what I'm saying is it should be a unique animation, like they pulling the sword back or something. Unique animation, so I can associate that with what's about to happen. So they can go, oh, okay, sword's back, they're about to charge at me. You know what I mean? Like a backflip. Exactly, yeah, like a backflip or something. That would work even better. Where instead of A to B, A to B, when else does it do that? I'm just talking general movement. I'm talking about general movement of the enemy. Let's have a look again. At least if I've gotten that right anyway. This is what it feels like. So let's watch character on the left. Whenever he moves from right to left, okay? Right to left, there, done it there, done it there, done it there. You know what I mean? It's whenever he moves right to left. That's essentially the same as your charge. You know what I mean? That movement from right to left is the same as your charge. Telegraphing player character movement is as important as telegraphing for the enemy. Yes. What up, KK Hugs? Yeah. And I do agree with Talaba that it would be nice if the blue gun shot blue bullets. And that shoots yellow. It kind of is yellow, yeah. 730G, what up? Thanks for subbing. It kind of is yellow, but you get the point. Right, folks. We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out today, for the feedback. Especially when you're keeping track of multiple enemies. Yeah, not just multiple enemies, but things on the floor as well. That was the problem that I had with the second enemy, was you have that circle thing. You can kind of get used to it. I guess because I know the way it's coded, it's just much more clear to me. Yeah, probably, yeah. But for me, that movement looks the same, and it is the same. You know what I mean? I don't know when it's going to do it or when it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Ronan, thanks for hanging out. Everybody, thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate it. We'll be back next week, hopefully. Let me check, actually. Let me check when I'm in work next week. I'll let you know. Next Friday, we are good to go. Oh my God, I'm clear for the next 3 Fridays. Expect a Feedback Friday every Friday for the next couple of weeks. You only caught the end, you can watch it on YouTube. Or you can check it out next week or whatever. But I appreciate you all hanging out anyway. I'll catch you all next week. There'll probably be some streams before then as well on the Twitch. We'll get back into the Faceplant game development, folks. We're getting back into that. Don't worry. We'll get there. I've also been drawing goblins. Goblins are cool. Catch you later, folks. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate you. Goodbye.